welcome to my channel. This is my weekend vlog. I am vlogging on a Sunday because my Saturday didn't turn out as planned. So I have a little story time, and at the same time I'm going to be doing some cooking. There's a little bit of noise behind me. I hope you can hear me over the sizzling chicken. Yep. I'm going to turn that off. What I have back there is just some chicken tenders, and I just seasoned them with, let me show you. I use this McCormick's Grill Mates. It's the brown sugar bourbon seasoning. That's all I put on my chicken, a little bit of olive oil, and I'm just, browning it. Let me show you my chicken. Can you see how brown it is? Okay, that's what I'm doing to it. And that is my microwave, guys, because I finally got a little microwave. I don't know who here knows. Some time ago I decided to get rid of my microwave. It wasn't very good. It was a little cheapy one, and I wasn't using it. Anytime that I used it, even though you clean it out, it would get little rust bits inside. So I decided to just get rid of it. And we decided that we don't need a microwave. So I've been living like that for, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 months now. Definitely since March, or right before March, I've been living without a microwave. So it's been okay with that for us. But then we decided that, you know what, we do need a little microwave. So I said, I'm going to buy another little microwave and see how it goes with that. So I've got it there, and I'm just now defrosting some spinach because I decided that I want to make some spanakopita. And I bought the pastry, the spinach, ricotta cheese. I got some goat cheese here. It's feta cheese, goat cheese, whatever. I got goat cheese. Got eggs, onions, and it asks for parsley. But you know what? I don't really care for parsley. To me, it has no taste. So basically, I forgot it. But my excuse is that, I don't need it. So I'm not going to bother with that. I'm going to put my oven at 350. I don't know, I feel like I'm yelling, or at least I hope some of y'all can hear me over that little noise in the background. It asks for garlic cloves, so I'm going to go ahead and pop these open. Okay, so I wanted to have some story time about my yesterday, because my yesterday actually turned out, my Saturday I should say, turned out to be pretty funny, and my husband and I decided to just chuck it off as just one of those days, and enjoy it. So our day started off with me not really wanting to wake up. I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to go have breakfast. Our usual wake up early, go have breakfast on a Saturday with my parents. I just didn't feel it. So my husband went and got us some Whataburger. And I slept a little bit extra while he went to go get it. Came home, brought it. Had to get out of bed because it's hot. Don't want that coffee to get cold. So we had that, and it was nice. We sat around. And then we realized, oh, we need to get ourselves to the post office because our post office closes at 12 on Saturdays, and my husband and I don't normally run off to the post office for things, but we have to because in our neighborhood we have mailbox clusters, little units with the little boxes. Everybody has their own key, but they decided to readdress all our homes and put new boxes. Of course, they didn't let us know about that. They waited till the last minute. So we just came home one day and noticed, hey, there's some new boxes there. And the numbers are not the same way as they used to be. The numbers got repeated. So we're like, okay, well, which one is ours? Is it still the same one in the same little row? Because the same row, it was like 3 rows, but the number continued on like from 1 through whatever it was. But now it's like from 1 through, let's say, 10. And then it started again, 1 through 10, 1 through 10. I don't even know exactly what they are, but I'm just going to say that for now because I don't. Anyway, the numbers got repeated, so we were like, are we still in the same first unit, or what happened? Has this changed? And pretty much, I guess all our neighbors were kind of like that. And then later in the afternoon, we saw that it said, there was a little sign somebody put on there, you need to go to the post office to get your new key. And I guess to find out which is our box. Excuse me, I'm going to rinse my hands. So anyway, this sign that was on there was just some paper that somebody wrote out with a marker. And then somebody else added with a pen on there saying, make sure you bring your proof of residence, you know, your address, a bill, or whatever they wanted. Light bill or whatever. So we said, okay, fine, we have to do that. But it was going to be Saturday by the time we noticed all this stuff. So we went Saturday, we went to do that, got a whole new number. So now we have to be calling and whatever, do online, whatever we got to do, changing our address everywhere, because even though they said they'll still deliver, you know, with our old numbers, for us to start using our new number, any new correspondence, if it's bills and things like that, they'll understand, they'll go ahead and deliver that to us, because, you know, they know that, you know, stuff like that, you know, you got to be calling and making sure they change addresses and stuff. But, you know, so anyway, long story short, we got a whole new number, but not a whole new street address or anything, just the number. And I'm very good with numbers, so I memorized it already. And actually, I already used the number, so I'm hoping that something that I ordered will get delivered correctly. So anyway, but I did make a little note. You know how they say leave a little note, like, you know, you ring the doorbell, or there's like a security code or something you have to leave in case you live in a gated community. Well, I left a little note about, you know, this is a whole new house number. It used to be this, in case, you know, whatever. Anyway, I just left a little explanation. So anyway, that happened. And then I said, oh, I gotta get stuff to do my craft for this coming Tuesday. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was looking through Pinterest and I saw all the 4th of July wreaths and stuff that were coming. And I go, you know what, I'm just gonna do something like that. Some of you have left comments on an old video. I guess it was from last year. I don't even remember anymore. It was last year's or the year before. But it's being viewed right now, so that's nice. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna make a whole new one. Why not? We still have time for the 4th of July. And I thought, well, I'll go Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby, one of the two, to make something. Because even though I could just pull out my old stuff, I decided, well, I want to make something new. And something different, a little bit different. So that's what I got. I went to Dollar Tree and I actually found everything there. So my Tuesday's video will be 4th of July project, and it'll be a Dollar Tree item. So I want to change it up a little bit, so you'll see what I do. Anyway, so that was what we did then. And then we went to Home Depot, you guys. We went to Home Depot, and Home Depot has this cute little refrigerator. This little red, it's a mini refrigerator, but it's not the little mini one, little short ones. It's about 70 inches tall or something like that, it said. No, I think 70 inches tall is too much, I'm sorry. It was probably like 50 something. It was about as tall as I am, or a little bit shorter. And it's, you know, slim, and it's red, and it's got a retro look to it. It's really cute. And my husband has a little mini fridge in his garage right now, so it's not like we needed one, but it was just so cute. And it was under $300, and we thought, wow, what a great deal, you know. And we thought, well, what are we gonna do with the one we have? Well, we thought, well, we know who we can give it to. And so it was just one of those impulse things that stayed in our head, you know, that it was so cute, and we drove home thinking about it, and, you know, we did everything that we had to do. We sat here in our home thinking how much we wanted it. And I started looking it up on Amazon and other places, and I found it on Amazon, but it was like $400 and some dollars. And I even saw a lot of comments, people saying, why is this $400 and some dollars when at Home Depot it's only $289 or whatever it is. And they're just brand new comments. I guess people were doing the same thing that we were doing, like comparing things. Okay, I'm gonna put this garlic and this green onion aside. That's what I've been chopping, and I'm gonna chop a regular onion. I said to use a large onion, but because I'm looking at a recipe, by the way, from allrecipes.com. I looked up Spanikopita. Spanikopita, I think it's pronounced. But anyway, I looked it up, so that's what I'm following, except for the parsley part. And it says a large chopped onion, but I don't have a large one. I have these little ones that I bought in a little bag, but I'm just going to use a small one because it's just for my husband and myself. And this is actually, it says to make like in a pie, like a This is a 9x9 like square pan baking dish to make it in that, but I'm not gonna do it in that. I think I'm gonna do like little triangles, like, you know, wrap them up. I'm gonna try just doing something a little different because, you know, I have to. And I was trying to read the instructions, but I'm gonna prepare everything and then just read it as I go. So we got really excited about this refrigerator. So we're sitting here and we're like, let's go get it. And I told my husband, that'll be part of your Father's Day because, you know, well, you know, Father's Day just went by and what does he want? I think I got, you know what, I did get him something for Father's Day. But anyway, why not? Besides, you know, it's for me too because we keep things in the garage, in the little mini fridge that we have in there. We keep, you know, like extra drinks, and my husband keeps like his little berries and that things that he uses for his breakfast. And the reason that he keeps it over there is because I have a lot of vegetables and fruits in this refrigerator, so there's like really no room. And those little boxes where they come and stuff, and I don't like them. I like to put them in little baggies or something, but my husband just puts them in there. The problem with those little boxes that they come in, you know, those little, what do they call little clams, little plastic clams, sometimes they pop open and they go all over the place. So I told them, well, if they're gonna go all over the place, they can go all over the place in your garage floor. So that's where they go now. And he keeps a big bag of almonds and walnuts in there. So sometimes when I want some of that, I go in there and I dig it out. But it's nice to have that little mini fridge, you know, for extra things. Like when we had our baby shower, we kept some extra things in there as well. But ours, I don't think ours has a little freezer. I don't think it does. I'm thinking about it and I don't think it does. But that retro little fridge did. And we thought, oh, that'd be nice. You know, keep some extra ice in there. You know, little things of ice, because our ice maker's not working on our fridge, even though I just bought a new filter and everything for it. I don't know. I need to call them and tell them, hey, this stuff's not working. Anyhow, we got excited. We said, let's go get it. We got so excited over it, and then we were talking about, in that whole conversation, we were sitting here in the kitchen. The whole conversation, my husband and I started talking about, you know, if we had, you know, like $20,000 that we could just spend on whatever, what would we do? And we're talking about, like, oh, we just redo the kitchen. Like, well, how much do you think we need for that? Do you think that's enough, or do you think we need more than $20,000? Do you think, how much would it cost to renovate or, you know, like tear everything down and redo our kitchen? I go, I would put the refrigerator over there, and I would do this, and I would do that, and it turned into, oh, let's just break this wall down and extend this room and make a little family room in there. Like, what do we need that for? It's just the two of us now, but you know, we got a grandbaby, you know, you never know, more family. But at the same time, this dining room set that I have here, that was actually something someone gave me. That they moved and they could not take the dining room set with them, so they actually ended up giving us their nice, really nice sturdy dining room set. But and it has a leaf you can add to it, so I can expand and actually become big enough to add more chairs. And we've actually used it, and then we put out a fold-out table and whatever else so that everybody can be here. But lately, the couple of past years, because our son moved to San Antonio and now our other son is in California, we haven't had, you know, big family gatherings. And not only that, but my nieces are in Dallas, and one of them's going to school. I don't know if she's going to move away or not. But anyway, the story of it is that we're not having those big family gatherings. We're doing them at my mom's house. Our parents are getting older, so we feel like, let's just do them over there because it's their, you know, their house and whatever. She likes to, she doesn't mind all that. I actually love having everybody here, but we haven't had that, and we thought, we need a smaller table. I don't really like that one. It's too dark. I took it because it's really nice, but it really wasn't what I wanted. I wanted a little round table, and maybe a white one to match everything else in my kitchen. So then we got started talking about that, and we said, well, why are we buying that little refrigerator? Instead of spending $300 on a refrigerator, we just don't need it. We just want to buy it because it's cute. Why don't we get ourselves a little dining room set? So I look at Rooms to Go, because I like to get stuff from there, and they have the cutest little set, and it was only $375, you guys, and we said, let's go. Before that happened, my husband walked outside to talk to our neighbor, because he rents a little house from us next door, And so they were talking, and my husband was explaining to him about the mailbox thing because they wanted to know, hey, do you know anything about it? Blah, 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 blah. So we explained what we had to do in order to get a key, the new key. So he has to go and do that because he's the actual resident. That would be his mail, not ours, so we can't get that for him. Anyway, so he was outside, and we have this little problem with our front door, you guys. I don't know what happens, but it gets stuck. But you can certainly open it from the inside, but not from the outside, unless you have a key. And this has been happening. It's not something that would happen before you. We would walk out, close the door behind us, not having to lock it. We'd do whatever, walk back through the door, no problem. But it has been like it doesn't open completely, like it stays closed a little bit. So when you close it behind you, it locks up. So I went out there to say, hey, honey, I know you're talking, because I could hear them, but the conversation was going longer than it should. And they were talking about their stuff, and I go, so it can be almost 4 o'clock. Are we going to go anywhere? Because if we're not, I'm going to do my vlog. And he's like, no, let's go. So we wanted to come back in, and we couldn't because the door was locked. I walked around to the back door, couldn't get in there because the back door was locked too. So we were locked out of our house, and we're like, what do we do? And then I remembered that my sister-in-law has a key to our back door. So we asked our neighbor, hey, can we use your phone? And then there was a predicament of like, is she even going to answer it? Because she doesn't answer like numbers that she doesn't know, or if it says unknown number, she won't answer it. But she did, you guys. And within like not even 10 minutes, she came and she opened our back door for us. I came out the front door like, hey, you guys, I'm here. So that was funny, the little situation that happened. But it was nice because we got to spend it outside with our neighbor talking, and our little dogs got to know each other. Anyway, so that was a situation that happened. We locked ourselves out of our house. And then we decided that we were going to go to Rooms to Go. But Rooms to Go is out of town. It is not in our city. It is in another city, and we have to drive like 30 minutes. And then because of the traffic, whatever, add on it, take off time, whatever. So we have to go all the way over there to go to Rooms to Go. So we get ourselves ready. We're all excited. I even showed my sister-in-law the table, and she's like, yes, that's super cute, get that one, because we were comparing other ones. And no, that one's cute. That's perfect. Your idea of having that in here and it taking up less space and making the space look a little bit bigger. And then if we ever have family gatherings, we pull out the folding tables, which is what we have to do anyway. So we'll do that. And then I've purchased a whole new other folding table in my craft room that we can now actually bring out to make, make up for the fact that I'm I'm getting a smaller table. Anyway, so my husband and I get dressed. We're heading off over there, and we're halfway there. And halfway there, I realized, where's my purse? I didn't have my purse with me, guys. And I thought, oh shoot, when we walked outside the house, before we got in the car, we were talking about like, oh yeah, if we expand, we're gonna do this and that. And I go, did I put my purse down anywhere outside in the back? And we were talking, and he's like, I don't know, did you? And I'm like, it wasn't that long, we didn't take that long, why would I do that? And there's a fly in here, you guys. Oh my gosh, it's, whenever there's a fly in the house, I get really hot, and it makes me feel hot. So now, and itchy, so now I'm feeling really itchy. Okay, so I'm gonna saute these onions. I don't know if that's what the recipe says, but I'm going to do it because I like my onions, caramelized or whatever in this. And I'm gonna leave these little green onions the way they are. But let me see what the instructions say. Maybe I need to cook that and the garlic too. So my husband's like, well, what do you want to do? You want to turn back now? Tell me now. I can get off now and turn back. And I'm like, all the way back 15 minutes and then drive back another 30 minutes to get to the town and then back home. And he was like, whatever. And I said, okay. First I said, no, let's just go over there, because we were getting hungry too. And I said, let's just go over there, we'll have dinner, then we'll go to that furniture store, we'll check out the little table. I'm going to check out my little timer on here, so I'll be back. Alright everyone, I just had to check my timer on my camera there. I've been keeping an eye on it because it does, like at a certain time, it says, that's it, you've had enough. Anyway, I got half of this bag of, it's 16 ounces of chopped spinach, or cut spinach. And I just did half of it, so I guess it's about 8 ounces or so. It's not an exact measurement. But that's all I decided to use because it's just, like I said, my husband and I. Okay, so let's stir this around a little bit, these onions here. And I was gonna check the recipe again. Okay, well it says to mix together my eggs, ricotta, and feta. Why does it say stir in? Okay, let me start over. Preheat the oven to 350, which I've done. Heat 3 tablespoons of olive oil in a large skillet. Saute the onions, green onions, and garlic until soft and lightly brown. Stir in the spinach and parsley and continue to saute until the spinach is limp. Well, my spinach is already limp, so what I'm going to do, let's see. And this is going to be yummy because it's got all the little droppings from the chicken, the seasoned chicken. I'm in pajama pants, can you see that? No, well, yeah. Okay. Well, they're kind of like leggings, but I turned them into pajama pants, so I just say the pajama pants. I'm gonna throw these onions and garlic in there. I guess I'm not changing the recipe. That's what it says to do, saute the onions. All right, that actually smells really good. It hasn't said to add any seasonings. As a matter of fact, no seasonings are mentioned in the ingredients. Doesn't say salt or pepper or anything. But I'm imagining because the goat cheese has, you know, a little bit of a salty flavor. And not to mention that when I cooked the chicken, the seasoning that I used, some of it was still in the pan, the little droppings, and the little bit of oil that was in there had a little bit of the flavor. So I'll have that little bit of flavor in there. So that's okay. All right. So after I saute it, what's going to happen? Okay, so I'm going to saute that, and then I'm going to put the spinach in there, get it heated, and then I'm going to set it aside to cool. Oh my gosh. Okay. So let me tell you a little bit more of my story, and then we'll come back when everything's cooled down. So that was the idea. Okay, we're going to drive over there. And but what I had been doing, I was on my phone. I grabbed my phone and I grabbed a bottle of water. So that's why I didn't grab my purse, I guess. And we just walked out of the house. But I had my phone, and through the whole time that we were driving, the 50 minutes that we were first driving over there, I was looking at my phone because I was looking through Amazon. I was looking through other things to see if I could, like Big Lots and some. I haven't gone to Amazon yet. I got to Big Lots, and like there's a Lax furniture store here. There's one called LFD, and then there's Ashley Home or something like that. So I was looking through those to see if they had a comparable table or something, you know, just in case. But I'm glad that I did look. But we were set that we were going to go there. We were going to say, yep, we want it. We're going to buy it. And we even thought, well, maybe we'll just put it on, you know, on our credit that we already have established there because we bought other items and paid a little bit at a time. But I thought, well, no, let me take my card with me. I have a card that I use for my video stuff that I do. And I keep track of things that I purchased for them on that one card. And so I said, I'm going to take that card with me. Well, I didn't have my purse, so I didn't have that card. And I was going to use it in case we needed to give some sort of a little down payment or pay the delivery, because sometimes they ask you to at least pay the delivery or whatever. The taxes and delivery, I think they ask you. Anyway, so we get there. We were all excited. We're like, let's go look for it. Somebody came up to us and we said, yeah, we saw this little table. And he goes, oh, I know exactly. So he walks us over. Okay, this is... Oh, that garlic smells so good now. The onions smell delicious, but with the garlic, oh my gosh. Okay, mix that up. And I'm really just going to heat it up a little bit because, like I said, the spinach is already wilted. Okay, let's turn that off. And just on the heat that it already has. And not to mention that I defrosted it in the microwave, so probably got a little warm in there too. All right, got some stuff to wash and put away now. So we get there, we did that. The guy says, I know exactly. He takes us over, but it's a pedestal. I mean, a counter. It's a pedestal table with 4 chairs, sure enough, and then they had the chairs in the 4 different colors that it's available at. It was a white, a green, a black, and I think it was a blue. And they're all pretty nice colors. And the table would also be available in that, but they had the white one on display. And we're like, oh, wait a minute, but this is not how it looks like in the ad. And then he explained to us, well, you can get it in counter height or regular table height. So we're like, okay, well, we want it in the table height. He goes, okay, let me see, how, we have it available and all this other stuff. And I was sitting there and thinking, oh yes, I really love it. It's real wood. We found out that it's real wood. It's not some particle wood. The chairs were nice and sturdy. The table was nice and sturdy, and we were liking it. We got so excited because we were like, yeah, we're gonna buy this. We want it. And the guy comes over and he says, I'm sorry, but it's not available right now. It's on back order till August the 20th. And I said, I don't know if I want to wait 2 months to get this table, because in the meantime I could probably shop around and maybe I'll find another one that I'm gonna like even better, or just as much, or what if I just want a different sale. And the guy goes, well, yeah, but if you do want it, you have to order it now. The sale price right now, because it'll be over July the 4th. Right after July the 4th, he said it'll be over, and you can order it, and then you're still gonna have to wait for it. And we're like, no. So we walked around there to see because we had seen other ones in the ad, and we thought, let's check them out. We looked at them, but that stayed in my head so much. This little pedestal, round table, 42-inch diameter table with these 4 little wooden chairs. And I was already all excited because I was gonna buy little cushions to tie on there and a cute little tablecloth. And you know how you get excited and you plan all these things in your head what you're gonna do. Well, I already had all that planned out, you guys, and so I was very disappointed. And well, right before that, we had gone to go have dinner at this one restaurant, and that restaurant turned out to be really good. It was called Callejón de los Milagros, which means Miracle Alley. I'm not ready for this, you guys. I need to let that cool off. I just thought about that. I need to let that spinach cool off. We had a really good dinner, so that was nice, but then the whole thing at Rooms to Go really brought me down. And I said, you know what, can we stop at the Big Lots here and then the at-home store here, because the at-home store does have, stuff. Of course, then we thought, let's just go to the at-home store because we have a Big Lots at home. And at the same, I had been looking through their ad and online on my phone. Oh, by the way, we did drive all the way back. I didn't mention that part. We ended up, I tell my husband, no, let's go ahead and go get my purse because I really want that table. This is what the thing was. We said, yeah, we're gonna get it. Let's drive back and go get that card, and we'll put it on there, and then he'll pay it, he said, and whatever. We'll take care of it, but just to get it now, and so, and to keep track of that little purchase. I don't know, I had this idea in my head, with my YouTube money that would get paid off, but it doesn't matter. Regardless of the situation, we did drive all the way back home. My husband came inside, grabbed my purse, and then we drove all the way back. And on the way back, we're like, we're so hungry. Let's stop to eat first. So that's what we did. And we were so excited sitting there. The food was delicious. The service was really great. So if you're ever in McAllen, Edinburgh, Far, McAllen, whichever town it's McAllen. If you live here in the Rio Grande Valley, you go to McAllen on McCall. Actually, it was on Nolana, I think. Yeah, it was on Nolana. Look it up. El Callejón de los Milagros. It's a Mexican restaurant. The food was delicious. It's a little pricier than the other ones, but it was worth it. We even have leftovers, and I think I'm going to pull those out, and we're going to have those too. Anyway, that made me sad, you guys. And I'm going to be back once that cools off. My oven is preheated already. So, I'll be back. Okie doke, so I'm back. I'm gonna go ahead and whisk these little eggs, beat them up with my fork. There's something else that I noticed, you guys. I'm supposed to use phyllo dough for this because it says here, oh, the little sheets. You're supposed to put it like a little sheet, put mixture, to make it like a layer, like a lasagna, and in a pan, and then you can cut it in little squares when you serve it. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. But I did not buy phyllo dough, although I had it on my list of things to purchase on my phone, on my notes. I had phyllo dough, I just looked, but I didn't grab phyllo dough. I grabbed puff pastry sheets, because I'm reading, oh, it says so many layers, put a sheet. I thought, well, how many? I want to see how many sheets. This is 2 sheets ready to bake. I thought 2 sheets, this makes it sound like I need like 10 or so. Well, this is puff pastry. So, but I'm going to use this anyway. I'm not even going to let that bother me. I'm going to use that. I'm also going to use a little bit of melted butter. So excuse me, I'm going to go melt this now in my microwave. Okay, so my story was that I was really sad because I didn't get my dining room set. Something else happened earlier in the morning, and I really can't remember or recall what it was that my husband and I were trying to do or get, or I don't know, but it didn't turn out, and he said, well, it is what it is. It wasn't meant to be. So then later in the evening, he says, when we're driving back home, sad as can be, he said, well, it is what it is, and I guess it wasn't meant to be. And then I said, you know, I'm sorry I made you drive all the way over here and whatever. And then we said, you know what, let's just forget about being sorry. Let's just chalk it up. It was fun. It turned out to be a fun experience. We locked ourselves out of our house. We were driving. We had to drive all the way back home. We drove all the way over here it wasn't for nothing, because, you know, we actually ended up looking at all the other furniture. And then it also made me realize that, you know what, I don't need to get a dining room set right now. And we thought, well, you know what, we'll sleep on it, because the sale is going on till July the 4th or the day after, I don't know what. So I thought, if I really want it, I'll go ahead and come back and I'll order it, and it'll be on back order till August the 20th. And if for some reason in August 20th they don't get it, they discontinue or whatever, give me my money back, right? Whatever I paid, just give me my money back. And nobody's gonna die, nobody's gonna cry, nothing's gonna happen. So this will be going up. But then in the meantime, I thought, well, you know what? I could just keep looking. I'm gonna check Amazon. Guess what? On Amazon, they had one on there that was almost identical. The backing of the chairs, the ones that were on the ad for rooms to go, it had a little crisscross like that, you know, so the back like that, and then a little crisscross of the wood, and it looked really pretty. I really like that. The ones that I found on Amazon have like a little rounded little thing, like a little oval in the middle, and then there's space on the sides. And I thought, you know what, I like that. I like the little design. That doesn't bother me at all. I really would have liked the little crisscross design a little more, or maybe some just had little, you know, pegs going up and down. But I keep looking at it, I really like it, and it was $352, and it said real wood, the whole thing, and all the reviews that I was reading, the only thing negative was people were saying, well, it took me 3 to 4 hours to build it, but on there it tells you it's probably going to be about 4-hour assembly time, because it all comes in one box. The chairs come unassembled, the table come unassembled, but there's even a video for you to view so that you can see what it's going to entail. So the whole thing was pretty good, and I said, you know what? When we get home, we'll look at it, and on my laptop rather than on my phone, the little tiny screen. We'll look at it there, we'll think about it. But when we got home, we were just tired, and we said, you know what, we'll leave it for Sunday. And I thought, well, I didn't even make a vlog. I had recorded myself on the way over there talking about how, oh, you guys, this has been my day, this happened, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to, rooms to go. We're going to check out a table, a dining room table. That was going to be my vlog, but I was so disappointed. I was like, delete that little, because I used my phone to do that. I go, delete that video. I'm not going to have a vlog, I guess, anyway, for Saturday on time. And I was just like really upset. I said, I'll just do one for Sunday if I really feel like it, because I wanted to make the Spanikopita. So I said, I'll do the video on the recipe. I think my husband's home. He's gone to drive my son's car. You know, he's to drive it so it's not just parked there, sitting still. Okay, so I'm going to bust up the eggs, and what? I'm going to add cheese. I was reading the reviews on this recipe. A lot of them were like, some of them were, not a lot, but it was like one lady or one man made a comment, a little bit of a note, I should say. It's not really a bad thing or anything. They just said in the part where this needs to cool off needs to be in capital letters. But I didn't read the whole thing, but people are responding to that or whatever. Anyway, so I got caught up reading that, but this is cooled off. Anyway, make sure you let it cool off if you're gonna make this. Okay, let's put that in there. But you know what? I'm using phyllo dough now, so I don't know if that maybe makes a difference. I'm gonna use the whole thing of goat cheese because I already threw it in, you guys, into the raw egg. But I was actually thinking that I was only gonna use like a little bit. But we love, and I bought this creamy one, so I'm just gonna use this. And this really needs a better utensil. So let me get myself a spoon from over here. Oh, I got all my, I've been using all my wooden stuff, and some of it is washed and some of it is not. So that needs to get put away, and the rest of it needs to get washed. The honey's gonna be walking in, so you're gonna hear the door opening and such. But anyway, you guys, we waited till today instead to look. Right before I started the video, actually, we went to Amazon to look at all the ones that I had saved. I saved them onto my wish list, all the little tables, and then my happy came back driving home because, you know, I saw all those little tables available. I said, you know what, I'm gonna just order from there, have it delivered, and it'll be fantastic. Hello, honey, I'm doing a video. Okay. And that's my doggy greeting him. So now I'm gonna add some ricotta. And I should have put that in there before I started stirring. I can open it. I can if I do this. Okay, there we go. And I think I'm just gonna pour half of that in there. Use the little plastic from here to help me. Okay, that's about half. I feel like I've made this before. For some reason, you know, the phyllo dough and the layers and the spinach in it with all this cheese sounds like I've made it before, not just eaten it, but made it. Okay, we're mixing this all up and breaking up all this cheese. So you know what, I'm gonna be back once I'm done breaking all that up. All right, so this, I mixed it up and it got nice and creamy in there. Okay, then I'm gonna put the spinach in there, but I decided to go ahead and check out this pastry because I have to think like, well, what do I want to do now? So I'm gonna go ahead and just spread it out a little bit. I put some flour on a little board here. So I'm just gonna roll it out a little bit longer, maybe a little bit wider, like the board. Okay, let's see. Oh, so yeah, I ordered the table, you guys, and I'm gonna get it this Wednesday. And now we're like, what are we gonna do with that table? So I'm gonna go ahead and put it on my Facebook, like the yard sale thing, and just put, I'm gonna put whatever random price and then best offer. So whoever wants to come look at it and they got a lower, I'm just gonna accept it. If it's too low, well, my sister-in-law kind of wanted it, but she's not, she lives with my parents-in-law, but she doesn't really have like room for it. They don't have room for it, so she's gonna end up sticking it in storage. And I thought, well, what's the purpose of that? Well, I told her, look, if I don't sell it, you can have it. But I'd rather give it to somebody that's gonna use it, like, you know, it's really good, that needs it, and she doesn't need it. So, but sometimes when somebody's willing to take something off your hands, it's like, take it. Anyway, so I've spread it out a little bit more because my idea was that I was gonna make these little triangles to put the filling in, and it didn't work out because I messed up with what I thought I was getting, little separate sheets, like more sheets. So what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna cut this one. Let's see, cut it in half, and then cut it in half again, so I have 4 squarish rectangles, whatever. And just spread it out a little bit more. I didn't really cut it evenly, so my bad. Okay, but these two are spread out pretty good. So let me mix my spinach and the cheese filling. And this is why I made chicken, because if you're, you know, I don't know if you don't eat meat, but then you have to watch out what ingredients are in everything. So I don't know if the puff pastry is something that you would have if you're vegetarian or vegan, so I'll shut up. But anyway, I have to have meat when I cook or whatever I eat, so I have to make a little chicken, and I thought about putting it in there, like chopping it and putting it in there, but I thought, no, I'm gonna have it on the side, like a little side, and then the chicken. That way it, you know, it looks like a fuller plate. Okay. Well, also just in case this didn't turn out right. And then I have the leftovers from last night, which is my husband had beef fajitas and I had chicken fajitas. Well, we had a little bit left over each, but we brought it home. Supposedly to have it for lunch today, but we made ourselves a brunch. And now it's dinner time, and I wanted to make this, so that's what I'm doing. Okay, so I got that little mixture. That looks really good too. Look at that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, and let's see, because I'm thinking about like folding it like a diaper. I don't know if that's going to be a triangle. I should have cut them into triangles, right? Should I cut them into triangles and then spread them out a little bit more? You know what? This is a Pepperidge Farm brand. I buy my grocery store brand, but they were out of it. So I bought this one. It was a little more expensive. But my grocery store brand, they come, you know, with a little paper inside, of course, but they come separately, like little plastic sealed bag, like this one, and then the other sheet will be separate, so if you don't use one of them, it's still, you know, sealed. So it would have been great, because if I didn't use it all, I could put the other sheet away, and it's still in a, you know, enclosed. You know, I'm gonna put these like that. I'm gonna spread this one out a little bit more. I'm getting my nice new top. Oh, that's the other thing I did yesterday. We went to Cato's and I bought myself 3 tops. This is one of them. And I wore one yesterday, which was really pretty. My husband loved it. And then I have another one ready for 4th of July. Not that I'll do anything really. Well, I don't know. Maybe my husband and I will do something. But he's going to be off, so maybe we'll walk around somewhere. Maybe we'll barbecue. I don't know. We'll see. But I think this is a nice little something to make for that day, you know, for 4th of July. Have some little treats, prepare them. Because it would be nice to prepare them and then maybe put them in the fridge and then bake them the next day, or bake them. Wait. I was going to cut them into triangles because I'm going to see if my idea works, okay? Okay, so I have one triangle here. And I'm going to put some of this filling inside of it, which I think. I'm glad I put all that goat cheese in there because that added a really nice little flavor. You know what? Even some lime might be good. I'm not going to put any in there. But some lime or some lemon zest in there. Okay, so my idea was what? What am I doing after this? How do I make this into a little pouch, you guys? I'm going to put some butter on the little edge there. Or it could be egg white. Anything wet, really, water. I think I'm going to fold... I don't know what I'm doing. How do you get a little triangle? Like a little packaged triangle. Why can't I figure that out? Let's see. Let me try putting this one across. And then this one over like a diaper. That doesn't become a little triangle. It becomes a diaper. Okay, let's see. How can I get this? I already did this. I already did this shape, so I have to stick with this. I'm going to go with the bottom part, a little peak, bring it up and then top it to the center. I'm going to bring the other one across so I can pinch them and enclose the edges. And then I'm just going to bring the other one and just kind of wrap it around. That's what I'm going to do with this one because I feel like I did it wrong. Let's put that there in a little nice little packet. Let me try another one in a square. Not that that's going to help. Let's try this. This is how you guys are going to learn how not to do it. Just do it in a, you know, with a phyllo dough in a lasagna style. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there, and I feel like that's enough for one serving. So that's why I wish that part over there was sealed. So if I was to bring these over and like that, that still makes not a triangle. Some of y'all are probably like yelling at your screen right now going, do it like I just folded once. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to fold it once. Okay, so I'm going to cut it in half like I did the other one. Move over, jelly bean. You know how like a croissant kind of idea would be nice? Like if you roll it and then, no, I can't think. I took some of it out. Okay, let's see. The idea I was thinking it was just like if I just fold it in half and then seal like an empanada. Actually, that would be a circle, right? Instead of the mess that I'm making. Dear Lord. See what I'm doing? It's not working out. I don't want to waste the pastry. So if this was a croissant, it would be long like that. Like this. And you would take this like that and this like that and then tuck underneath and then roll it up. But I don't want the filling to pop out. And then you would curve it and it would be like a croissant, but I'm gonna leave it like a little, it's gonna be a mess, you guys. Okay, so if I took, I'm just gonna do it. Okay, you guys, this is gonna be a mess, but I'm gonna do that. And I think because it's such a mess, I'm not even gonna put this on camera. Y'all are gonna have to just guess what I did. Actually, this looks like a spring roll or an egg roll. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of it. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that other pastry because I feel like I don't have a big enough Ziploc bag or something to cover with. So to like really keep it nice and covered, to put it back in my freezer. So I'm gonna make these, bake them, and then just eat them tomorrow if we have to. Okay, clean up my shirt. I'll be back. All right, so my idea with the triangles, I ended up doing what I could with them, and I put them in the oven, and we're gonna bake them. They're still gonna taste good. It doesn't matter. But I decided to now cut these into little squares so that I can actually just fold them over and pinch the ends together. I'm not even using any egg mixture because I don't feel like grabbing another egg and cracking it up and doing that. So I'm just making like little empanadas like that, little triangles, and I'm just pinching. I was doing this thing where you roll it and you pinch it, but it's not coming out pretty, so it's what it is. Again, it's not meant to be. I should have just made it like a pie or something. And then I was thinking, oh, I have some left over. I can use this as a dip, but then I realized it has raw egg in there, so that's not a good idea. Okay, so pinching the ends together. Rolling and pinching, rolling and pinching. And it's not a technique that anybody should say, oh, show me close up. I want to know that technique. It's a mess. It's a mess. Okay, here we go. Let's get another one. I think I put a little too much in that one. So I have this left over. I'm going to have to cook it somehow. Maybe just put it into a little smaller, like a little baking dish. And just bake it separately to make sure that egg gets cooked in there. Just making sure these are sealed. Put that on there. Okay, finish these off, and then I'm actually just going to brush a little bit of this melted butter because I didn't do egg quite. I'm just doing some butter to make it all flakier and buttery right on top. And I've already put the first one in the oven at 350. It says 12 minutes for any of the stuff with this puff pastry. So I'm not even keeping track of time, you guys. So I don't know how much time has gone by. Okay. And I should be back. All right, everyone, I've taken the second batch of my spanakopita out of the oven, and then I had a little bit left over the spinach that I had mixed together with the cream, the cheeses, and I went ahead and put in this little tiny little baking dish, and I baked that, make sure that egg was cooked in there. I had my first batch of my oddly shaped little bundles of spanakopita, and then the other one that I decided to cut into squares, do little triangles like that. These came out pretty nice looking. Here's a nice big one. Ooh, it's so hot. Look at that. And it's all flaky. Yay! Well, there we go. All right, everyone, I did want to start doing my craft room this weekend, but because of everything that happened, and obviously didn't happen. So I think during the week I'm going to do a little bit at a time. So I'll go ahead and record all that so I can have a little vlog maybe for next Saturday. Hopefully by then it'll be done. If not, well, you'll get something else, or at least the beginning, maybe a one-parter, and then we'll do a two-part. I've been tasting this, oops, because I did taste the first batch that came out. It was really good, and I'm really hungry. This one here, I'm gonna let it cool off completely, cover it up, put it in the fridge. This will be a nice little treat for my husband for lunch tomorrow. But for tonight, we're gonna grab some of these with the chicken pieces that I made and see what else we can put on the side, or maybe this will be enough. We're not gonna eat all of this, of course, but I'll let these probably cool off, wrap them up nice, and that's it. So anyway, that was my story time and me making spanakopita. I guess the moral of the story of my story is things don't always work out the way you thought or maybe the way you wanted, and things will be, or some things may not have to be at all for you, but maybe you'll find a way around it and figure something else out, and maybe even turns out even better for you, which is what I think happened with the dining table. It turned out even better for me. And not only that, but this year wasn't turning out great at first, but it actually turned out pretty good. They look pretty darn good. Look at that. So the what is it, the final judgment on these is roll out that pastry into a square rather than a rectangle and cut little squares. And I think there were like 4x4 squares that I did, or 3x3, something like that. And then you can make little triangles if you want to try it this way with that puff pastry. I'm still gonna see, as soon as I find that phyllo dough, I'm gonna go ahead and get that and try doing this again in the little, maybe in the layers this time, the way the instructions are on the on the recipe, and see if that works out, because this is actually pretty delicious. I really like it, but I think with the phyllo dough, you know, the little crumbly, I don't know, this is really good. Who knows? Maybe I'll just stick with this. All right, everyone, that's been my vlog for today. Happy Sunday to everyone. I hope you'll have a wonderful week. Like I said, I'm going to have a 4th of July craft for you for Tuesday, God willing. I'm going to give myself a big old thumbs up. I hope that you too will give me a big old thumbs up. I'm going to start putting these on this plate so they look nice and pretty. And make sure you leave a nice comment down below. Subscribe, please, if you haven't already done so. I want to thank everybody who has been subscribing. Thank you so very much. And thank you for watching some of my older videos. I'm very grateful to you for doing that, giving them some view time. And from watching that, you've decided to subscribe, and a lot of you are letting me know, so thank you again for your nice comments. Really appreciate everyone. And make sure you share on your social medias. Look at this, everybody. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to enjoy.